Welcome to the Alchemy of Ascension Season 2, where we are exploring our galactic origins and becoming multidimensional. Today, I am just thrilled to have a returning guest, Vandana Atara Ora. She was on my original Alchemy of Ascension Summit, and wow, did we have a great time. We had, we went really deep. The thing about Vandana is she is just always willing to kind of take it galactic and really own that world. So I'm so excited to have you back. And let me just share a little bit about who Vandana is. So Vandana is a medical Reiki master, Inter-Galactic Channel, Ascension Teacher, Soul Guide, and she had a profound awakening experience December 21st, 2012. It seems like so many people had these 2012 awakenings, which illuminated her with codes and frequencies to empower and inspire all beings to thrive. Vandana channels cosmic helpers, Christed healers, and star councils in her hypnotic soul journey activations and vibrationally shifting transmissions. Many people have been able to expand into their higher realms of 5D consciousness and multidimensional awareness while listening to Vandana's guided journeys, myself included. So with that, welcome, Vandana. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate you, and thank you for inviting me back to play again in the realms of enlightened and illumined consciousness. We already have several light beings here with us. I see a few just around you as well in your auric field. So they're already here to guide us because, you know, it's a two-way street. So we're the guides, but we also deserve to be guided, guarded, and protected as well. So the energies are very intense. Lately, they are accelerating, and we need tools or just a higher awareness, multidimensional tools to call in, to invite in, to invoke, and to play in, to actually float and soak in, right? All of their innumerable light. So it's immeasurable, the amount of light on the planet. We just have to know how to absorb that light. And in order to absorb and hold that light, so we're talking about the spiritual, nameless, informational light, that intelligent light from the great central sun above us and below us, we have to first empty out all the density, all the anxiety, the hyperactivity, the negativity from the collective, because this is a very difficult timeline that we're in right now, and we're all in it together, but there are ways of turning the energy around so that we could really benefit from it, so that we can really receive what we're meant to receive. And so that's why I'm here, to help you help yourself, to empower and inspire all of you, all of us on the planet together. It's a very kind of interesting time because in order to feel safe, our egoic minds need to know, like, there is a future here. There's like, we're safe on the planet, right? We know what's happening, but we actually don't have any answers. And that is the part where we have to really sort of step up into our intergalactic selves and be okay with the not knowing, at least for now. But yeah, still have a plan, right? Not give up, not become complacent or hopeless, but still remain hopeful and resilient and strong and sovereign. And that I'm just here to help to remind everyone what they already know, like your own Buddha true nature, your Christed true nature, your divine true nature.
Yeah, beautifully said. You know, and it's so true. We really are being called, I feel like, with the intensity of the light and the, you know, just the way the earth is right now. There's so much up for people, and to remain sovereign and strong in our light and strong in our, you know, even that the mental. For me, I've noticed all this chatter. There's just a, and I'm not around that many people right now, you know. But there's this mental chatter in, it's like it's in the atmosphere. And I notice I have to do extra meditation every morning just to get myself back to me, to sovereignty, to, okay, my mind, I'm reclaiming it. So, you know, have you noticed that more, just more noise? More noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's 7 billion of us together asking what the, you know, what the heck is going on here? When will this pandemic be over? When will we feel safe going outside, safe and free to even travel? The things that, you know, we used to always take for granted for trillions of years, you know, just having the freedom to go wherever we please and to be with our loved ones and to feel safe and secure in our own bodies and on our planet and the body of Gaia. All of those things, there's like this huge question mark. So yeah, there is a lot of mental overwhelm, overactivity, PTSD kicking up. Everything's kicking up, you know, so everything's rising to the top from the bottom with the light exposing it all. You know, all the duality seems to be right in our faces. And I think it's a question of how we choose to consciously respond instead of react and be triggered by all of this mental, physical, emotional intensity. And yeah, there's a lot going on, you know. I mean, we could go on and on too, but I feel like this is a time to really ground ourselves back into our bodies and to practice, to have a very strong, grounded spiritual practice, whatever it is, whether it's yoga, meditation, you don't even have to have a name for it, to strengthen your divine connection with whoever it is that you pray to or feel close to, whether it's God, Buddha, Christ, Mother Mary, your guardian angels. I feel like that is what we're supposed to be doing to daily have a ritual to purify and detoxify all of that mind chatter, and to be in our hearts, to get out of our heads into our heart space. And this is where the freedom lies and the sovereignty. And this is where, you know, our intuitive guidance system can be found. And this is the only way we could actually feel safe and sovereign and free of all of this duality is in our heart space, the center of compassion. That's where we can realize our divine true nature, and everything else, just let everything else go. Just come from the space of love and constantly refuel and refill ourselves up to, you know, just being a vehicle, one vehicle, right? The vehicle of love.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you brought that up because you know, I'm all about the heart and opening the heart and traveling through the portal of the heart to reach, you know, all types of multidimensional experiences. It all starts, in my opinion, you know, with opening the heart and interacting from there. And that's such a powerful place to travel through, because we're always protected when we're in that heart space energy. And I know you're all about that as well. I want to talk to you though first, before we jump into the messages that you've received. Could you share, now I know that you are so much more than like connected to one race or one galactic origin, but could you share a little bit about your perception of your own galactic origins and connections? And do you have like a star race that you're most close to, that feels like home, or what is your take on that? I just love to hear.
I love your energy and purity and, you know, the beauty of your soul. I mean, the way that you phrase these questions is so honoring and respectful and so joyful. So thank you. I'm just really appreciating the energy that we have. So it's, to answer your question, it's really multi-layered, and there are a lot of different nuances I could speak about. But Venus is really the planet that I feel the most attuned to and that I deeply resonate from. It started out with Venus, I was told in several sessions with other healers and channels, that, you know, you come from Venus, you know that, right? But I've also been told about my shamanic roots, and I've been asked by First Nations peoples in powwows, Native American powwows that I've been going to for about 20 years now, because I became aware of past lives as shamans, that shamans are not only from this earth plane, but they're also from the stars. So whichever planet or star system, I see it as the Milky Way galaxy that I'm also attuned to, that I also remember lifetimes there. And then there's also the Arcturians that came through a couple of years ago, where Dr. Lorfan also introduced himself to me and through me in my sacred soul healing sessions and journeys with clients and students, and my weekly group transmissions that I offer. And Dr. Lorfan is a miraculous physician, but they say he's from Sirius, but then he has an Arcturian connection, right? So he works with Arcturian physicians as well. And then he also has a connection with Shambhala or Shambhala, which is in the inner realms. And they say it's really underground in the hollow inner earth of Agartha. So there are these healing cities of Talos, Lemuria. So then Shambhala is also there. But I see Shambhala as a magical kingdom in the inner realms, in the inner rims of planets. So you can either live on a planet or in a planet. And so they're constantly coming through the my intergalactic guardians. I call them my galactic godparents. They're always coming through with new information and memories and tools, and just different ways of guiding me and assisting me to help others. So I would say definitely it's multidimensional, but it's not just from one planet. I don't think anyone has only, you know, since we're trillions of years old, I don't believe that we only come from one planet or one home planet, or, you know, I feel like, yes, my guidance is that we come from many different places that we call home now, and that we've called home before, and that we will call home or feel like a home away from home in our future incarnations, wherever that might be. So I hope that answers your question.
It does. I love that description. And, you know, I totally agree that we're so multidimensional. And what I found personally is, as those memories start opening, you might first feel like, oh, I'm, you know, my first one very clearly was Sirius B. I'm from the water world, and that's where the bulk of my memories come from. But I also remember lifetimes in other places, and certainly I've tapped in with Talos, and oh my gosh, I love that energy and the whole Lemurian experience. I'm so close to. My heart is so connected to. So, you know, I think once you sort of take a memory, excuse me, and run with it, it begins to open up. And that's that multidimensionality. The more you trust it and go with it and flow with it, the more you begin to receive. So I want to encourage everyone throughout this summit that's watching to explore, and don't be attached to, well, so-and-so told me I was from, you know, Sirius, so I'm not from those other places, because you probably are, you know, have had experiences in many, many places. So just to be open and try things on and see what comes up, what maybe a memory or a flash or an intuition or a knowing. So thank you for sharing about that, Vandana.
May I just add on to that train of thought is not to be, because when we attach to a specific identity, as even a soul identity, besides a human identity, we know that that it sort of limits the brilliance and the magnificence that we truly are made of. So we can't really experience even more treasures, buried treasures in our timelines, in our memories, and all the, or different types of refined energies that we can tap into. Because if it's almost like we're cutting ourselves off from or separating from this multidimensional, very rich, like heritage of history, you know, where we have all the gifts, right? All the wisdom, all the language, the light language, the lost knowledge that we can have even more access to if we look at our lives as just ongoing, right? So we're not horizontal, but we're moving up vertically. And so it's a continuum. Our lives are a continuum. So we're like a multifaceted gemstone or a diamond. And we're just learning how to polish that and refine that diamond to shine our light even brighter. So yeah, I think it's important. It's helpful. And I want to be as helpful as possible to not sort of detach from any preconceived notions or what others tell you. Oh, you're from here, you're from there, from everywhere, because we're infinite. So, and to trust it. I feel like this is such an important lesson right now that we're all relearning, and remembering how to apply or reapply is to trust our gut, to trust our heart, to trust everything, like all the signs along the way. And that's the most important thing, is to just connect with your self-trust, you know, whatever feels like, it does feel like, you know, I'm the embodiment of divine love. So yeah, I can tap into the memories and the energies of my ancestors from Venus. But then there's also this scientific part of me that really resonates with the Arcturians, you know, and also the Telosians and the inner earth. Like I feel like my earth records, like I've had so many earth lives that need to be healed. So then you want to reconnect with those lives from the hollow inner earth, right? And speak with Adama and Mikos and see what you can change in your inner earth records, because everything's recorded. So that's the good news. I was going to mention that we have the new information that came through is that we have records, soul records, beyond the Akashic records, because the Akasha is a realm. So we're moving up to the nameless ascension dimension, beyond space and time, that doesn't really have a name or a number. So this is where you have all of your records from all of your lives and all timelines and dimensions that you did exist and still exist and will exist. But then you also have your earth records, and that's what I wanted to share more about today, to ground people here in your own body vessel, body temple, and on this earth that needs your loving care, your attention, your guardianship. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but just hold that thought for now, and let's just sit with it and soak that in. Allow that knowledge, that wisdom to return to you. So
yeah, beautiful. And you know, I think in that the embodiment, you know, as we open up to more and more and more multidimensionality, and, you know, as you're talking about, it's so important to remember to ground that into the base of the spine, anchor yourself into your body, because it is, you know, a lot of people when they're waking up or opening up more, myself included, it can be a struggle sometimes to get back in the body and not be like all, you know, out here, because there's so much, and then it just feels so good, you know, sometimes to be out. But this experience, being human, movement is all about being in. So remember to anchor
Yes.
your experiences into the base of the spine, into the body, into the heart, into the gut, into all of the centers, so that you can be present more and more with that information and bring it in and be multidimensional through the physical body.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, this is just such an important revelation. And this is a pause and reset and a life review that we can perform while we have bodies, while we can enjoy the gift and the honor it is to have a body. Not every soul gets to be incarnated on this earth plane. And yes, this is a difficult, dense timeline, but it's the one where we could actually really thrive and integrate all of our lives. But what I wanted to say is, I was looking outside of the window earlier, and I realized that more and more in this pandemic timeline, with social media and the news and just like, Facebook and all of the chitter chatter, the monkey mind stuff, it's all going on and on, even while we sleep. It's important to clear ourselves out and sort of deprogram ourselves from the ideas, the fears, and the worries that is kind of like floating, but they're like floating in air. And if we're very open and empathic, which is good to be a sensitive soul, because then you are not shut down, you're not disconnected from your soul nature. But at the same time, you might pick up everything that's rising up to the top that wants to be cleaned up. So all the pollution from underground, from under, that's been hidden, it's always been there. But now the light, the infinite continuous influx of light from above, from the great central sun, and the suns behind the suns, all of this solar light activity, the power of that, this very high frequency, as it radiates down, it does affect our electromagnetic field and the electromagnetic field of the planet, of the earth, the Schumann resonance. So not only are our nervous systems peaked and on high alert, but so is our mother, so is Gaia, right? Because her heart, her womb, and the planetary mind, the body of of our planet that supports us, is also being affected. So that's why so much change is happening. And as I was looking outside the window, I thought, we are way too outside of our bodies. We are getting further and further, more and more disconnected from source. We are source, right? So we are the light. We are the God self, the goddess self, the creatrix self. And so it's about returning home to ourselves, coming back home and dropping all the external debris, leaving it be, and coming back home, coming back inside, internally. We're not taught how to do that. We have to sort of retrain our brain to say, you know what? I'm coming back home. I'm going to go inside for a while. And then you can return outside. I'm not saying to become a hermit or isolate yourself if you don't have to. Still be connected with Mother Nature, of course, with the waters, with the lakes, with the mountains, with the deserts, with the trees, but also take a break, because I think this is what's happening. It feels like this is what's happening. We're too much outside, and we're not spending time enough inside, within our own internal pharmacy, where our own medicine lies. Our holistic internal pharmacy has all the medicine that we need to nurture and nourish us, to support us and to uplift us. And if we want to see the shifts, the paradigm shifts, it can only start really within us, not without us.
I love that. Yes, yes, yes. And I think that is, that's the key to the whole ascension process, It's Ascension. It's the inside out, and we have to activate ourselves. You know, so many people are looking outward, and that's okay to bring guides and teachers to you, but not to give your power to them, to claim your own sovereign power. And if you hear something that, yeah, that really resonates, then take it and embrace it and unpack it within yourself. And if you hear something you're like, no, that's not for me, that's fine. Don't take that, you know, and yet, you know, always bringing it home to the heart, to the sovereignty of being, so that you as your own creator God self can have whatever experience you're here to have. I love that you brought that up. So thank you. And would you like to move into an activation or
Yes, we've already started. I call them galactivations because, so right now, a galactivation means it's including everyone and everything. All the planets, all the galaxies, all the star systems, the nebulous constellations, and all of the star and the earth grids. So when we say let's go galactic, or let's go 5D, it's just another way of seeing and being in the world and perceiving the world, right? So we're not excluding all the other species, all the other life forms. We're including all sentient beings and all forms of life. And that's why we don't just say activation, we say a galactivation. We're living in this galaxy, in this solar system, but then what about all the other galaxies and solar systems that we come from and that are still affecting us and that can help us? So let's go there. I'm going to start out with a prayer. So I invite everyone, and this is not an old school kind of, when I say prayer, this is not it's non-denominational, it's Unitarian and universalistic, it's interdimensional. So when we say pray, it's not like we're taking on the form of a helpless being that doesn't realize or remember their own powers. It's really super connecting with source, okay, and with our higher selves and with our I am presence. So prayer is speaking, and then meditation is receiving the information back, the answers back to our questions. So, so you can close your eyes and drop into your heart space and open up your receiving palms of might and majesty. And this is called the golden chain. I wanted to say that we're all part of this link. We can never deny that we're all interrelated and interdependent on each other for survival. We're all interconnected species. We're all related. So I am a link, and you could fill in the blank. Buddha, Maitreya, Christ, God, Goddess. I am a link in this golden chain of love that stretches all around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. And just breathe deep. Breathe in that platinum white diamond, purified, refined light to refuel you from the top of you to the bottom of you, and let it just settle down your nervous system and really calm your nervous system, your vagus system. Really de-adrenalize you. And I bring in that light, breathe it in, inhale it into your luminous lungs, and really open up your heart, your lungs, and expand all the way down into your entire being and body, all the way down to your feet below you. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends my happiness or misery. May every link, I'm going to fill in the blank, in Lord Buddha, because I'm also a Buddhist, and Lord Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. And right now I invite you to take a soul journey to travel upwards and downwards, to restore, recover, and retrieve everything that's missing, everything that you feel has been denied to you, has been separate from you, to help you to feel whole, holy, grounded, Christed, and sovereign once again. So allow yourself to just settle in and settle down, and just breathing in that ruby red Reiki energy to revivify, purify, revitalize you from underground, from the hollow inner earth of Talos, Shambhala, Lemuria, from the libraries of ancient Egypt and Atlantis. And let's connect with Mikos. Mikos is our earth guardian and the librarian of our inner earth records, asking Mikos and Adama to hold us, to uplift us, to keep us safe, supported, stable through all of the earth ascension changes. And breathing up that ruby red, vibrant cornelian and emerald jade green energy, harmonious healing plant frequency, all the medicines and the vibrational remedies from the inner earth pharmacy. Allow that all to start moving, returning, uplifting you, elevating you, and enlightening you from that bright light underground. All the crystal caverns, the rocks, the stones, and connecting now to all the beings, sentient and non-sentient, the tree people, the plant people, the flower people, the kingdoms of life, of immortality, longevity, prosperity, and breathing up all of that rich, vibrant, grounding earth energy from the terahertz frequencies, from the rocks, volcanic energy, from the foot of Mount Shasta, from Talos. Allow that fertile energy and vitality to ground you, but also to stabilize you. And moving all the way up to the top of you. Allow that to spiral all the way around you and to just unshackle you, defrag you, unwind you, unravel you, unlock you from all the hooks, the darts, the arrows, the plugins, the imprints, implants, and attachments that are no longer serving you, supporting you, and that are not a gift for you. And allow that all to fall to your wayside, to unzip yourself from all the 3D density, invisibility, and allow yourself to feel safe, being seen, sovereign, free, alive, just like the immortal ones from the central suns. More alive than we are. And now, setting your intention, rising up, allowing your vibration to soften, to enlighten, to open, to awaken, to activate and galactivate your lotus heart. And breathing into your lotus heart, your crystal, holy heart, filled with buried treasures and jewels, crystals. And opening your Sahasrara chakra on top of your head. 1,000-petaled lotus blossoms that could even bloom in the mud. Allow yourself to unstick yourself from all of that muddiness, that fogginess, that dirtiness, that debris. Allow now all of the Arcturians, the Venusians, Palladians, and Syrians from the central suns, the nameless ones, from all the planets that you come from your home planet, to return your unique energetic soul signature, your divine blueprints, containing all of your original gifts, your thoughts, your light, your energy, your truth, your voice, your beauty, your integrity, your authenticity, and allow yourself to visit now planet Arcturus, star Sirius, and Shambhala, all at the same time, inviting in the divine doctors, the spirit surgeons, and the star shamans to start sprinkling you with star medicine, with light packets of information, intelligence, with all of the updates, the cosmic, Christed, conscious, pure platinum light, all of the star dust, the space dust, to open, cleanse, clear, and purify you, and detoxify all of your systems. And now working to cleanse, purify, and detoxify your nervous systems, slowing you down, moving you from a beta to alpha to theta to delta to gamma brain waves, harmonizing, balancing the left and right hemispheres of your brain, your higher brain being opened, awakened, expanded. Just keep expanding, opening, softening, and receiving. And now Dr. Lorfen coming in with the inner earth doctors, Dr. Fritz and Dr. Khan, and all of the inner pharmacy specialists to help to divinely diagnose you, treat you, relax you, comfort you, and guide you to your own inner medicine chest, inside of your heart, in chest and lungs. And visiting your soul library in the stars, asking permission to rewrite and transmute old, ancient, stuck, stagnant, ancient histories from all passivity that doesn't allow you to flow in reciprocity and receptivity. So receive this now, standing in front of Saint Germain, the karmic clearing angels, Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Zadkiel, Raziel, to clear all karmic disruptions, disturbances that are coming up for you now, and to settle your nervous system, digestive system, endocrine system, and to start to galactivate the oxytocin, melatonin, to rest better, to digest better, to sleep better. Breathing all of this intergalactic light, the medicine from the star pharmacy above you, all of the solar medicine from the solar logos, solar angels, Goddess Isis, opening up your third, fourth, and fifth eyes and inviting in Ra, and all of the nameless ones from the central suns. And breathing all of this down, the source light, the source medicine, the supreme sweet ambrosia, that liquid light. Allow yourself to just soak it in, that warm, soothing light, to melt all numbness, all heaviness, all density. The platinum light, the titanium frequency, the silvers, the golds, to break apart, dissolve, soften, melt all of the heaviness, the heavy metals, the toxins, the impurities, pollutants, pathogens, dis-ease, viruses, all of that. Putting it all into this medicine chest, writing a new cosmic prescription from the divine diagnosticians, authorizing, rewriting, helping you to rewrite your own records, and reconnecting to your galactic heritage, your spiritual ancestors, the indigenous ones, the Kachinas, the Kahunas, the curanderos, the medicine men, women, and now coming back down, coming back down, coming back down, all the way down and in, pulling yourself back into the center of you, glowing, growing, opening, expanding, softening, and radiating this pure, blessed light, allowing this light, this medicinal, celestial, spiritual light to move all the way down and up and all around you, to fill up your living space, your sacred space with light, and coming back down and moving this light, filling it in, breathing it in, absorbing it in as a cosmic empath, as a psychic telepathic empath, as a sensitive soul, pulling it all the way in to the consciousness and the intelligence of your trillions of cells, muscles, organs, chromosomes, genes, mitochondria, all the way into your first original 8 cells of conception, of creation. Breathing in new life, new energy, new possibilities, new potentialities, unlimited, immeasurable light, innumerable light, inexhaustible light. Let it refuel you. Let it refill you. Let it fill your Christed cup, your chalice of light, with honey, nectar, light, ambrosia, chi, ki, all forms of renewable life force energy to sustain you here, to feed you, nourish you, and nurture your soul. And coming back into your body all the way down to the ground, just really ground in this energy now, this renewable, sustainable energy, with your hands guiding it down, holding, rubbing your hands together, making a mini fire, a Christed purification fire, a holy ascension fire, a white fire, and inviting in the Mare, the Mary, mother flames, maternal and paternal flames, to remother and refather you, to heal and harmonize your female, male, masculine, feminine sides, to empower you and inspire you, to light you up, to ignite your light. Beautiful. And then coming back down and just breathing up and connecting with the soles of your feet all the way down into the fertile ground. And now you're being fed cosmic seed packets so you could plant new seeds for new beginnings straight into the consciousness of Mother Gaia, Pachamama. And digging a hole and watering it and planting new seeds and noticing new growth from your master devas, the pixies, fays, fairies, the elemental kingdoms, the lucky leprechauns, all inner earth activity, Adama, Mikos, Rosalia, planting roses around your feet, rose petals, dropping them at your feet, anointing you, clarifying you, purifying you with inner earth medicine from the inner earth libraries, cleaning up your old earth records, cleaning them up, dusting them off, opening your books, and being handed and gifted and blessed with a new book of life, a golden book of resurrection and reflection. And you get to fill in the blank pages just as you like, with your dreams, your visions, your desires. All of you coming back to life, being reborn, rebirthed, and being raised up as an innocent child of the earth. Beautiful. And now the medicine Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, medicine kings, queens, all of the inner earth, immortal, ascended ones, connecting with you telepathically. Please send them your wishes so they may grant and fulfill your new earth wishes, so that the cures for this pandemic can be refound, can be excavated and rediscovered again now, in every now moment, with the readiness of all souls. With our free will, may we all be healed. May we all be blessed. May we all be granted new life. Everyone receiving their own inner earth medicine from underground. And when you're ready, you can thank the inner earth librarians and guardians, the guides that have taken us under the Aegean seas in the libraries of Orthologos, where Mikos lives eternally. Adama, strengthening you now, giving you the courage to face anything, giving you the grace to be blessed with now for all eternity, giving you, restoring you the hope, the resiliency, the agency that you were missing before. And now take 3 deep breaths and breathing up all of that light, that grace, that newness, that wonder, that natural curiosity, the confidence and the comfort to rebuild your life again, to renew yourself and to renew your inner earth prescription now. Coming back to the heart from bottom up and from top down. Coming back, returning all the way into your crystalline cells of your electromagnetic heart, the fields that extend 18 feet all around your heart, in all directions and all angles. And inviting back into your healing space, your sacred, cleansed and cleared space. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Metatron and Sandalphon, above you, below you, and allow them all to sprinkle you with more medicine, Earth Star medicine and Soul Star medicine, all the way into the center of you, the core of you. And breathing into your own open-hearted, hollow bone. Open, expansive, breathing in the light into your blood. Let it purify your blood, your bones, your tissues, muscles, DNA, every part of you, every strand of you, coming back to life. Being given a second chance now. And now all of us together, let us please ask for, be willing to receive, and become aware of all the cures that already exist, interdimensionally and intergalactically on this planet, so that all beings may be saved, all lives may be saved. Now, thank you, thank you, thank you. Esta unta esta, taija inta doa, namu myoho renge kyo, kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth. So just allow all of these energies to settle and to sprinkle all around you. From above you, raining down like white flowers of peace. And feel that softness, the flower petals just dropping all over you. Your shoulders, you could just brush yourself clean of any outer external energies that still might be clinging to you. Just wash yourself in all of this beautiful, blessed light. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, take a stretch, hug yourself, and come back.
Wow, thank you.
Different space that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Your voice dropped about 3 octaves from the beginning. Yeah.
I'll let some stuff go.
I know. I can feel that.
That's awesome. If I can share a little of my experience, I'd love to share. And, then I'm going to be on Facebook. I'm going to be having an interactive group. So I'd love to hear everybody's experiences there on the Facebook group too. But it started like in the beginning, my stomach started like grumbling and churning and growling. I don't know, hopefully it wasn't
all the little monsters, little trolls hiding out in there, right? That's so funny.
But then I saw and felt it too, this dragon come up from it was really like the depth of my gut is the way I experienced it, of like a black dragon. Just came up and started getting lighter and lighter and lighter and just like flew out the top of my head. And I'm like, oh, I freed a dragon, which was really cool. I'm like, oh, that was cool. That's like a dragon aspect of self. And it was somehow stuck. You mentioned like the being stuck or being in the murk or something.
In the mud, like the lotus.
Yeah.
In Buddhism, the lotus blossom, it can still grow and thrive even in the most horrible conditions, the densest conditions, in the mud.
So that needed to come up and out. Like, I felt like it's a part of me that got freed. And then this crazy experience after that was, I felt like lots of tingling around my head, my pineal gland, my third eye. But then I felt like this intensity on my back and my neck. And I'm like, what is that? It feels like I'm carrying dead weight, literally. And I'm like, then I felt it. I saw it was like a set of armored wings, metal armored wings. So if you can imagine like a great big set of wings that was metal, like bronze or even gold, but heavy. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And like trying to I need to let that go. That's really weighing me down. Even if it is wings, they're really solid and heavy. And so then when you called in the doctors, I'm like, we're gonna need some help over here, and I saw them psychically get out like a table saw or sawing them off of me.
You mean like attachments were being
it's like this metal set of, it's like the feeling is like
armor,
but so old that it solidified or became petrified or metallic. And I've been carrying it around from I don't know when, or where, but it's like, whew, that suddenly I couldn't breathe before that, and that's probably why my voice changed.
Yeah, because you were breathing way up here before, and I get it. I mean, it's like I just noticed it. I know that so well because I could relate to that, and I was like, they said you need to ground her so that she feels more embodied and free her of that. Yeah, I did feel like the throat chakra blockage and just be the headiness that you mentioned earlier. I know I mean, I'm not excluded from what's happening on the earth. I experience this just as much as you do, if not, we all experience it differently. But in the morning when I wake up after soul traveling for 8 hours, I also have sometimes amazing downloads and upgrades, but then sometimes it's just stuff floating that aren't really helpful or relevant. So I get it, but now it feels like you're so different and so how do you feel? All the heaviness now that it's been melted?
Lighter for sure. I will say, like, I feel like that came up. And remember, like, right before we got on, that we had several technology. I had multiple
Mhm.
issues with technology, and you had one too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like it was up, like maybe I wasn't experiencing it until then, so that it could be cleared. Because I think psychically, multidimensionally, we know when we're
Yeah.
going to have an opportunity to clear something. Therefore, we could, that some aspect of self or guidance, it's like, hey, remember this thing? Let's clear that, So, well, I might not have ever been present to it otherwise, but wow, I sure do feel like big release.
Yay.
And then also
Yay.
started feeling my inner ear, not exactly ringing, but pressure. Like it's on this side, pressure and intensity
On the right
in my
side.
ear, on my right, yeah.
Yeah, the masculine. Yeah.
And tingling in my left
Oh.
hand. I had tingling in my left hand and arm,
Hmm.
part at the beginning, more toward the beginning, and then at the end, I had the pressure in my right ear. So interesting.
So has it opened? Has the pressure subsided? I
Yeah.
feel like that has to do with your masculine side, feeling all that pressure to overdo and to constantly be in activity mode and
Mm.
creating mode constantly, even when your body says to rest, ignoring the messages of your nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I get is so you don't have to feel pressurized all the time.
That's really good. Good to remember. And I do, like, since I don't know, lately the energies are intense. I have been taking
Yeah.
like a midday break. Sometimes I'll just feel exhausted and I'll go lay down for half an hour and then I feel recharged. I have the luxury of working from home and I can do that.
Me too.
And it's really helpful to be able to take those breaks throughout the day and honor that part that needs that recalibration and rest. So that was great.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
wonderful.
appreciate that.
I
It
can't,
was really good for me too.
yeah.
So,
I look forward to hearing everybody's experiences. Please share. And not
me
everybody
too.
has, I'm very visual, very clairvoyant. You don't
Right.
have to see like that to have just as powerful of experience. That's my experience, but whatever your experience is completely honor it, whether you saw something, heard something, felt something, or nothing. Maybe you just had peace, or a knowing, because they're all different ways to have an experience. I'm very visual, so don't
Thank
expect.
you. Thank you for bringing that out because I feel like people are so that we as a human species are so conditioned to judge ourselves and to compare our life experiences or the way even that we sense energy with others. And that is a really comforting realization that you just brought out to people because yeah, that's like just like a very programmed tendency that we have that we're taught early on in school, with grading that separates us into different classes. Some are smarter than others, right? It starts back then. So it's like that old program.
Yeah.
It's like a tag that attaches to us psychically. It's imprinted, it's embedded in our tissues, in our psyche. And that does come up, the grading system that just came to me right now. And even graduating, I think the goal here is to graduate from Earth School, like to get it, to finally like not have to re-experience the same, any form of pain and suffering, which can become another type of program conditioning or an addiction actually because we're so used to the struggle that we think that we have to continue introducing new dramas and traumas and that type of struggle energy. So it feels like now we pretty much broke that spell. We cast away that spell. We burned it away, right? About making a different choice, of freedom instead of struggle energy or imprisonment energy, and choice, free will, free choice energy. So that's great.
Yeah, beautiful. That, that whole thing. I just loved that. And I also
Thank
heard,
you.
just like the first time we did this, I heard that those little, like, they're like little energetic blasts or something, this every once in a while. And I started hearing it like toward the beginning, now and then, even before we went into the meditation part. And then many times throughout the meditation, I heard that. So I wonder if we'll hear it on the replay.
I love that you're sharing this with me. You're the first person to share this particular experience about the whooshing sound. So I find that really intriguing. And I'm going to ask Dr. Lorfan about that. And also Mikos. Because it feels like it could be something that happens in the inner realms, in Shambhala, in the inner healing chambers, the hollow earth, the hollow, all of the hollow solar systems, even the galaxies that we ever lived on. So everything they say is hollow, actually, on the inside. And I'm wondering if it could be a mechanism or a treatment or a process that that has to do with refueling ourselves with this light. You know, like a diffuser, like an aromatherapy diffuser that we have on Earth, how it sprays a very soft mist of like flower essences. I've been sensing that for a long time. It could be a form of light infusion. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I also, one more thing, like as you were speaking about the hollow, as you said hollow, I saw a vision of the ear, and, you know, I had this ear pressure, and, you know, the cochlea, the spiral in the ear that holds the crystals in the ear and in the fluid. So it's like this gel, it's like the creation gel that holds the crystals that keeps our balance. And it's the shape of the spirals behind me, the fractals. And I just saw like the hollow, it's like the inner ear, and it's the clairaudience, and it's the hearing, and it's the interaction with the energy, you know, in the field. And it's showing up everywhere at the moment for me, not just here, but before this too. And I had vertigo recently, which had to do with my ear crystals being out of place or something, you know, like multiple things. And so I'm just like putting all these things together, like, ooh, I think it's energetically the shifting of somehow the crystals in my inner ears to sense more. Oh, look, I'm hearing it right now. That must be confirmation.
That is so funny.
Going on.
Let me see. I'm going to put myself on mute for a minute. I wonder if you could still hear.
No, I don't hear anything right now. I think it's definitely coming from the interaction with you.
Absolutely. So that just is a confirmation and validation, not that we need that, but for people who, you know, might still not be quite ready to receive this or to make sense of this from a logical perspective, from a human perspective, not a quantum perspective, this is helpful information, because to me, it's kind of like revealing itself already that this is crystalline, that we're made of crystals, that the earth is a crystal, and that the ancient Lemurian and Atlantean healing technology is still with us, vibrating it underground in the inner realms of the hollow earth. So this is crystal light, and it's going in your inner world, your inner ears.
Yeah, and
amazing.
I have my trusty crystal right here.
Oh my God, what? That is amazing. Wait, can I see that? Is that really that big? It looks huge.
It looks probably bigger than it is. It's pretty big.
Okay.
It's Brazilian.
It looks magnificent.
And I also
feels, wow.
Was it Andara crystal? I think, is that what it's called? Which you can't probably see it this way, but it's
see
all kinds of faces. It's got a lion face.
Yeah.
You see that in a bear. Inside it has pyramids and fish and Lemurian beings
and mermaids and mermen.
Yeah, so many. I love
mer people. Let's not have them, you know, separate them into genders.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you. And so we will need to end there with timeline for this show is up, but it lives on in eternity. So
It does.
I just thank you, Vandana, so much for
Thank you,
everything
Waxela.
that you contribute. And you're just such a bright light, and you just bring such a unique and wonderful flavor to, you know, this experience. And
Thank
I'm
you.
grateful for you and all of the guides and beings that you're working with. So thank you to you and all of your entourage.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. I'll tell them you said hello.
Thank you all so much. I'm sending you so much love and light and blessings and joy. Namaste.
Namaste.